Dale Earnhardt Jr. just made a game-changing decision that could redefine JR Motorsports' future. Fans have been buzzing for years about whether JRM would finally step into the NASCAR Cup Series, and after the Daytona 500, we might have just gotten the biggest hint yet. But what pushed Dale Jr. toward this moment? And is JRM truly ready for this leap? The source of much speculation may have been JRM's long-awaited entry into the Cup Series. They became an even more prime candidate when they began to dominate the numbers with high numbers in the Xfinity Series. But there were always hurdles: the funding, logistics, and whether or not Dale Jr. was himself fully behind the effort. Insiders in the industry believe they have the talent and resources to compete, but competing in NASCAR's highest division is about so much more than performance about sustainability. Leading up to the Daytona 500, the question was, is JRM for real, or is it a folly? Dale Jr. knows that stepping into the Cup Series meant taking on some of the biggest financial and operational hurdles in NASCAR. Costs for a charter, securing top-level sponsorships, and all else involved in building a competitive team present tremendous challenges. Beyond that was the emotional legacy of his father, or was this just really his passion? The Daytona 500 provided our first genuine glimpse of what JRM can do at the Cup level. But this was only the start. What took place during the race, that is, Dale Jr.'s thoughts afterward, may just seal the deal. And the biggest twist? It may be too long until we see JRM racing full-time in the Cup Series. Dale Jr. and JR Motorsports didn't just talk about going to the Cup Series. Rather, they put their words into action. For the first time, a JRM car participated in the Daytona 500 Nova milestone for the team. This wasn't race only. It was a means of testing their capacity to take on NASCAR's top series. Justin Allgaier threw himself into the biggest race of his life. Months of cataclysmic planning and fine-tuning car-to-perfection details formed intense preparation. But unlike in Xfinity, where he carved his famous ego, he might find Cup beating a whole new level. Would their car hold? Could they compete with the best of NASCAR? It was clear what to do: compete, learn, and then back it up with the whole legitimacy bit. They weren't going into Daytona expecting a win, but they wanted to show they could run with guys like that, and that's exactly what they did. From the green flag, Allgaier kept the car in contention, avoiding early wrecks and making the right moves. As the laps wound down, JRM's first shot turned into something special. When the flag dropped, they took home a first 10 finish, an unbelievable feat for a team on its first Cup outing. Dale Jr. raced not just to test, but to prove something. They have shown that they can run with JRM in the Cup Series. And now, with an official Daytona 500 victory, the only question remaining is JR Motorsports taking the plunge and going for the Cup Series all in? If this kind of performance is any indication, the answer may be closer than we think. Dale Jr. took a step back for a while after Daytona to think about what it meant for JR Motorsports. Was it an experiment they would never try again? Or was this the beginning of something larger? Always dreamed about JRM moving into Cup Series for him. But now, after seeing the team on NASCAR's biggest stage, he realized it was something more than just his family legacy. It wasn't a family legacy, it was something he cared about. Dale Jr. had wrestled with whether he wanted this for years, or was doing it out of obligation to continue whatever his father had built. But when he saw how strong JRM was running at Daytona, there was even less doubt in his mind about it. He wanted this. But he knew JRM could dominate in the Xfinity Series. The Cup Series was a whole different world in comparison, and would take time, treasure, and strategy to conquer. That's why he and his sister, Kelly Earnhardt Miller, have been carefully planning this move for years. They know that passion alone isn't enough. Funding is the biggest hurdle. Sponsorship is everything in NASCAR, and to field a competitive Cup Series team, JRM needs long-term financial backing. However, there's a new opportunity on the horizon: the NASCAR charter model. This system makes Cup Series entry more economically viable, giving JRM a realistic path forward. So, is a full-time move coming soon? That's still the biggest question. But one thing is clear, Dale Jr. isn't just thinking about the Cup Series anymore. He's preparing for it. And if JRM can secure the right funding, their Daytona debut might just be the start of something historic. With JRM proving they can compete at the highest level, Dale Jr. now has his sights set on securing the financial backing needed to make this move permanent. He knows that their impressive Daytona 500 performance could be the key to attracting potential sponsors. A top 10 finish in their first Cup Series race sent a strong message. JRM isn't here just to participate, they're here to compete. JRM's success in the Xfinity Series has already established them as one of NASCAR's most well-run organizations. Dale Jr. believes this strong business model can translate to the Cup Series, but it all comes down to funding. If the right investors step forward, JRM could secure a charter and build a permanent Cup Series operation. The potential is there, but the question remains, will sponsors leap? The entry of JRM into Daytona consisted of a carefully assembled team for the purpose. It wasn't just about placing a car on the track, it also entailed assembling teams and bringing young talents to join the veterans. JRM combined young talent with seasoned veterans, creating a dynamic mix of energy and experience. Some of these retired members would come out of retirement just to be part of the project. Their knowledge and leadership played a key role in ensuring the performance of the team. And Dale Jr., unlike other people, didn't watch from the sidelines. He was involved in every step of the process, from helping fine-tune the car setup to making key race day decisions. He had been boarded the entire time at the track. Each time he dove into it, he was reminded of why he loved the sport so much. While he has built a successful career in broadcasting and team ownership, being in the trenches of a Cup Series effort reignited his passion for racing. With Daytona in the rearview mirror, Dale Jr. is faced with the next big decision. Does JRM go all in full-time on the Cup race? The groundwork has been laid, and now anticipation builds. The right pieces fall into place, and a new chapter in JR Motorsports history could begin. To some of the veteran crew members at JRM, cruising into the Daytona 500 was as much serious business as winning a major championship. This was not just another race, it was a statement. There was something singularly euphoric about building a Cup Series team from the ground up, an experience that none of them had ever had before. While Dale Jr. has had immense victories defining his career, this one was different. It wasn't about reliving past glory, it was about creating something new. But turning this dream into a full-time Cup Series operation won't be easy. The biggest obstacle remains the financial hurdle of securing a NASCAR charter. With the cost of entry skyrocketing, Dale Jr. knows this isn't a decision he can make alone. He refuses to gamble his family's financial future on a Cup Series move, but he's open to partnering with the right investors. JRM has built a strong foundation in the Xfinity Series, and now the focus is on finding financial backers who believe in their Cup potential. While nothing is set in stone yet, Dale Jr. is confident that JRM will eventually leap. The pieces are starting to fall into place, and the buzz surrounding their Daytona performance has opened doors to new conversations. The key now is securing the right partnerships to make this dream a reality. So what do you think? Should Dale Jr. and JRM push full speed ahead into the Cup Series? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more NASCAR updates. There's plenty more to come, so stay tuned.